Neither am I. This is horrible. I need to get out of here. What happened to the Grey Wardens and the king?
All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
Nearing end of Act 2. That's fair, that's fair.
I'm making coffee. Anybody want coffee? I'm making coffee. I'm having a cup of coffee. Does anybody want coffee? Because I'm having a cup of coffee.
That's fair. Okay, I will go then. Why does your mother want to see me? Were my injuries severe? I have some questions if you don't mind. Thank you for helping me, Morgan. The first character on this game was complex. He took a lot to set up what was fun and interesting, but was constantly at no mana. Fair. I picked Warrior for my first. She's a Dalish elf warrior. She's a Dalish elf warrior. Okay. I have some questions if you don't mind.
I do not mind. Take your time.
Are we safe here? Where are the Darkspawn?
We are safe, for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
Why did your mother save us?
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Thanks a lot. Much, much higher.
What a sensible attitude. Mother is seldom sensible, however.
How did she manage to rescue us, exactly?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
That's funny. Are there any survivors besides us?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why did Terran Loghain abandon the king?
I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
Okay, I think I've asked enough questions.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
Right.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. Huh, I thought you were dead for sure.
I attempted a battle mage. Worked, but holy moly, the buffs I always had to juggle and activate to pull it off. I'd not attempt it again. I mean, that's fair. I'm not, thanks to Morgan's mother. Afraid you were gonna be left alone? I'm fine, I appreciate the concern. Takes more than a few Darkspawn to kill me. I'm not, thanks to Morgan's mother.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Who cares what she is? We need to do something now. So why did you save us? If you're Flemeth, you must be very old and powerful. We can't be safe here. We're all the Darkspawn. I suppose we should thank you. So why did you save us?
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these Darkspawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
See, of course not. It changed when most of them were slaughtered. The Grey Wardens are no more. Let someone else do it. The land is hardly united, thanks to Loghain. No, of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
Then we need to find this Archdemon. What is this Archdemon exactly? Alistair is
Hello,
the
how
real...
are you? I am under the water.
Scotty!
Please help me. Here too much raining.
How are you, Scotty? Hello! How are you, Scotty? Hey, did you get to finish this the other night? I know I saw on Discord that you were hoping to get this finished. Did you actually finish it? And how was it? Alistair, is the real Grey Warden here? Alistair is a real Grey Warden here, not me. Will you help us fight this Blight, Flemeth? We should contact the rest of the Grey Warden. What could the Terran hope to gain by betraying the king? Beat the Archdemon. Hell yes! That's awesome. That's awesome. What is this Archdemon exactly?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An Archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by Darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Will you help us fight this Blight, Flemeth?
Me? I am just an old woman who lives in the wilds. I know nothing of blights and Darkspawn.
Well, whatever Loghain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Loghain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Arl Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution.
Arl Eamon, is this someone important? Perhaps we could go to him then. You think the Arl would believe us over Terran? Okay, let's go with Arl Eamon. Is this someone important?
I suppose. Arl Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Surely there are other allies we could call on. Sounds like an excellent idea. Keep in mind that Loghain was also an honorable man. Everyone will see the danger the Blight poses, right? And say he doesn't help us, what then? That sounds like an excellent idea.
Such determination. How intriguing.
I still don't know if Arl Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn Horde by himself.
We need the rest of the Grey Wardens.
I don't know how to contact them, or if they're even on their way. We need to do something now.
You have more at your disposal than you think.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Why not? Isn't that what Grey Wardens do? As long as there's some profit in it. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I doubt it'll be as easy as that. Why not? Isn't that what Grey Wardens do?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Actually, I have a lot of characters because I decided to see every origin story. Dude, Xanter, I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I kind of thought of doing the same thing. Different origin stories as well as trying out different classes. I'm honestly probably gonna make one for off stream that's gonna be a like a dwarf thief or something, or a human mage or something, and made all the classes to boot. To be honest, I really like the dwarf one. Which dwarf one though? Because there's like, I think 2 different dwarf origin stories. Let's see, as ready as we'll ever be. I'd be happy with just staying alive. I don't suppose you could offer any more help? Yes, thank you for everything, Flemeth. We're going, old woman, don't push us. The noble, nice. I think I would start off with the other one personally, but that's just me. I can't think of it. But yeah, I'd start off with the other one, not the noble. I'd probably save noble for last. Yeah, the classless one is fun too. Wait, there's a classless one? There's a classless one? I don't suppose you could offer any more help?
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is
Oh,
bubbling,
the outcast
Mother
work.
dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
I love it because Flemeth is Captain Janeway from Star Trek Next Gen, or Star Trek Voyager, and Morrigan is Claudia Black. She played Aaron Soon in Farscape, and she played Vala in the last 2 seasons of Stargate SG-1. Forget what the outcast dwarves are called. The bottom of the barrel dwarves. Yeah. Let's be honest, I've never played this game, or I've not played this game in like 15 years. Shoot, you're right. The mother is Janeway. It is. It's Captain Janeway. Anubis. Kate Mulgrew. Yeah, Kate Mulgrew. Yeah. Vala in SG-1. Yup. Yeah, Morrigan is Vala in the last 2 seasons of SG-1, which, by the way, last night, my husband and I just finished up the whole series of SG-1. We finished up the whole series of SG-1. It was really good. I'd never finished the series before, so it was good to actually finally finish the series. But Claudia Black is also Aaron Soon in Farscape. and her and Ben Browder had actually worked together in Farscape before they did the last 2 seasons of SG-1 together. I was like, that's really cool. I need to see the second half of Stargate Andromeda. As far as I know, there was no Stargate Andromeda unless it was a movie that they had made. But there was Stargate SG-1, there was Stargate Atlantis, and then there was Stargate Universe. Stargate Universe only lasted for 2 seasons and ended on a cliffhanger. Stargate Atlantis lasted for 5 seasons. Now, there was another TV series called Andromeda with Kevin Sorbo. Okay, Atlantis, which was in yes, Atlantis, no. Atlantis was in the Pegasus Galaxy. I believe Atlantis is in the Pegasus Galaxy, not the Andromeda Galaxy. Stargate animated, but nobody watches it. I believe it. But Atlantis is my favorite, to be completely honest. Stargate Atlantis is my favorite. Now, there was a TV series called Andromeda, which lasted for 5 seasons, starring Kevin Sorbo. It could be you're getting those two mixed up. Oh, been way too long. I saw the first and most of the second season, then job got in the way. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, Pegasus Galaxy for Atlantis. Yeah, that's what I thought. And Universe was about going between galaxies. Yeah, it was. Honestly, I think Stargate Universe was better than people gave it credit for. I personally thought it was really good, and if they were gonna, I wish they hadn't ended it on a cliffhanger. I wish they would have at least made a movie to close it out. I hate when they do when networks do that and they end a series on a cliffhanger. At least give us a made-for-TV movie to close out the series, so the fans can get some kind of closure. You have to watch Atlantis. Have you watched Atlantis? Yeah. Atlantis is my favorite series. Stargate Atlantis is my favorite of the 3. I watched that one too. I actually saw the first 3 or so seasons, and again, job got in the way. Because they aired about the same time. Fair. Oh yeah, no, I watched Firefly too. They aired Firefly out of order, and they kept changing the nights that it would air and the times that it would air, and then they canceled the series because they said that there wasn't enough viewership, that it was doing poorly because viewers weren't turning in. And all the fans kept saying the same thing. Well, yeah, of course we're not tuning in. You keep changing the date on us. You keep changing the time on us. And you're airing them out of order. So, yeah. We're trying our best to keep up. But with you guys keep fucking everything around. I mean, Fox is notorious for doing shit like that. So have you watched the movies that close SG-1? No, I have not. I love this game, Yeti. How are you, sweet? Oh my god, 41 months. Seriously, 41 months. Also, thank you for the resub. I think they just didn't like Firefly, hence why they did that to the show. No, it's just Fox. It's just Fox. And, well, Fox doesn't exist anymore because, well, Disney bought them out. I know, right? Yeah. But it was because of Joss Whedon and the other actors that they were able to make Serenity, and at least because they wanted at least to get closure for the fans. So Joss Whedon and the actors all got together and got the funds together themselves and made the movie Serenity to close out Firefly. So even more important question, how do you compare the OG Stargate movie that starts... So I remember when the OG Stargate movie came out. I was 14 at the time it came out because it came out in 1994. I remember it. And honestly, I loved the movie. initially, as much as I love Richard Dean Anderson, um, initially I was very upset with the cast change for him. I did not feel he did a good enough job. But then I started realizing that the character uh Jack O'Neill was written differently for the show than he was for the movie. His almost his entire personality was completely different for the TV show than it was for the movie. And once I started realizing that, I started warming up to the fact that it was Richard Dean Anderson, and he was perfect for the way Jack O'Neill was written for the show, whereas Kurt Russell was the perfect person to play Jack O'Neill in the movie. Therefore, the Alien Queen is a Disney. Wait, hold on. I missed something that you said. Um. Oh, therefore, the Alien Queen is a Disney princess. Yes. Or is she Disney Queen? What does that make Predator? You know, you're not wrong. Or is Ripley the princess and Alien the queen? Good question. Yeah, only Daniel Jackson stayed about the same. Yeah. Well, oh, of course the game crashed. I've tabbed out too many times. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, Daniel Jackson was really good. I liked Daniel Jackson. And honestly, Michael Shanks did a great job. He looked very similar to the Daniel Jackson from the movie. His the act Michael Shanks looked very much like the original actor. Um, they did get the original actress, I think, that played Shaori, and they changed the pronunciation of her name too to Share because Michael Shanks could not pronounce her name the way it was done in the movie. And then his brother-in-law Skara was the original actor, and then his father-in-law was the same actor from the movie. I love how Nathan brings in a lot of Firefly into Castle. So I've only recently started watching Castle. I think I'm on like maybe the third or fourth episode of season 1 in Castle. So I can't really say right now, but that doesn't surprise me. But Alan Tudyk did that in the TV series Con Man, which by the way, that series was freaking hysterical. Well, brought because pretty sure Castle is finished. Yeah, I think so. I think Castle is done. Love how they made him nerdy without putting it in your face too much and annoying. Yeah, yeah, 100%. And honestly, he's the poster child of nerdy. So yeah. So yeah, yeah, for sure. Um Honestly, I really enjoyed uh SG1 and finally getting a chance to finish it out. I honestly wish they would have done more to try and show that now that because the way the military works, you can't be in a relationship with someone who you work directly under. Um and so since by the end, O'Neill was no longer at Stargate Command and everything. It would have been nice to get that confirmation that Sam and O'Neill were in a relationship together. Because let's be honest, that's kind of the impression that was given. He is almost a poster child, but I think Samantha Carter to be is the bigger poster of nerdy. Well, yes and no. So when you think nerdy, you also think that there you also, when you think of nerdy, you also look at physical appearance, and I hate to say that, but you do. It's an automatic. It's a given. When you think nerdy, you think of physical appearance too. And she was way too attractive to have people to have been like, yeah, she's nerdy. You know, there's an attraction there. There is usually a some type of a physical attraction there for nerdy, but it's hidden behind glasses and clothing style and everything else, whereas she didn't hide it. So, been meaning to watch the Rookie someday. I don't know that one. I don't know the Rookie. Um, well, since I'm tabbed out, let me update.
Sic vis pacem parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war.
Oh! Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. How you doing, Merc? Wasn't there some alternative timelines? Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, parallel universes. Two got together. Yes, yes. Used to watch it every season. Yeah. No, SG1 was really good. It's the show Nathan is in after leaving Destiny. Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen it. And I'm upset that they got rid of Destiny, or got rid of him on Destiny. Although I think he left Destiny only because of scheduling conflict. With because of scheduling conflicts with TV, but at the same time, the thing that really upset me about the whole thing was what they did. Hello. Oh, we're gonna have this issue again, aren't we? Yep, we're gonna have this issue again. Doing alright, how are you? I am feeling under the weather, to be completely honest. He left so he could do the Rookie. Gotcha. God. Yep, it's gonna be stupid now. Of course it is. I tabbed out one too many times. So we're just gonna stop over. Yeah, you need to watch the two SG1 post TV series finishes. Okay. No, it's alright, Mark. It's that time of year, and I knew heading up to visit my parents for Thanksgiving that neither one of them was feeling the greatest. Dad was just getting over it. Mom was just starting to feel it coming on. So I knew there was a good possibility or probability that I'd wind up getting it, and I think I did. Just kind of feeling run down. Uh Sunday I was just too exhausted. And then yesterday was our anniversary, so I took off. But uh yeah. I love how we got into TV talk. Well, and that's because of, see, that's the thing though, Xanther, is because with video games, a lot of times you get those voice actors that have done either voice acting for cartoons or are actual actors who have done some voice acting for video games. Like Alan Tudyk is a phenomenal actor, and a phenomenal voice actor. So he's very talented at both. Um, not all actors can do voice acting, and vice versa. Not all voice actors can do actual acting. Alan Tudyk is one of the few that can actually very successfully do both. Sadly, they didn't do the movie for Atlantis. Well, they didn't need to. Atlantis actually finished naturally. It wasn't cut short or anything like that. Atlantis did not need to have a movie to close it out because it ended naturally. Technically, so did SG1. Atlantis or universe did not end naturally. It was Nick, thank you for the lurk, sweetie. Universe was on a cliffhanger because there was going to be a season 3, but then they canceled it and they never did a movie to finish it. So they should have done a movie to finish out or close out Universe. There was no need for them to do a movie to close out Atlantis at all. But it was around the time MGM collapsed. Didn't help MGM wasn't getting enough money for Stargate versus the cost for each episode. Fair. Apparently it was costing them millions per episode. Not surprised. At least you were able to go up there and hopefully. Oh yeah, we did. We stayed at home and we watched TV. We finished up watching Stargate SG1. We've been working on that for a little while. I mean, hell, it's 10 seasons long with 20 episodes per season. So it's taken us a while to get through it. But we finally got through it. We finished it up last night and then and whatnot. So but yeah, and we had a great time up there. I mean, we got snow while we were up there. My parents got like 13 inches of snow while we were up there on Thanksgiving. So at least Atlantis did finish that, but they promised us. I didn't hear anything about a promise for a movie, but I'll take your word for it. SG1 is not finished, not at least until you watch one movie. Oh, interesting. Okay. Uh, Hi Luna. Universe needed the movie the most. Oh, absolutely did. SG1 the second most, and Atlantis, yeah, movie was the most optional. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I knew they made SG1 movies, but I thought they were I know of at least one SG1 movie was before it. Um Television series. Okay, so SG Stargate Infinity the series. What? Okay, there's a movie called Stargate Continuum. But that looks like it probably takes place during the SG1 series. Arc of Truth is the second movie after the TV series. And see, that's the funny thing, because Stargate Continuum looks like it takes place during. Because after the series, it can't take place after the series because it's about Ball. Um, Stargate first movie is pre SG1 series. Yes. Arc of Truth. Okay, I can see that one. After SG1 wrapped up, there was still a little room to squeeze one or two more good movies. Um, Okay, so Arc of Truth is the conclusion to the Ori arc. Because I was going to say that sounds like it had to do with the Ori. Because I was wondering how they end up fully defeating the Ori, if they do. So it's Stargate, SG-1, Arc of Truth, Continuum. Probably watching Atlantis in between SG-1. Yes, you start watching Atlantis during SG-1. However, Atlantis does end after SG-1 already ended. See, what gets me with Continuum though is because it says that Ball travels back in time. But the thing is, Luna, thank you, ma'am, is by the end of SG-1, I mean, he dies. Ball dies. So if he goes back in time, that can't be the final one. It might be the final one that came out, but it doesn't mean timeline wise that that's where it takes place. Um, don't trust the system, Lord of Not Dying. No, I'm aware. I've seen the show, but uh the way they wrote the show is pretty definitive that's it. Again, yeah, I know. um uh just find some time to watch both movies. Oh, I will. And it'll probably wind up if they're on like Prime Video, then I'll be able to watch them. Um Now, let's see. Yeah, they would neither Arc of Truth nor Continuum would be able to have Hammond in it because his actor died by that point. His actor died in 2007. Don S. Davis died in 2007. So he wouldn't be able to be in it as General Hammond anymore. Since Amazon owns MGM, probably on Prime. I would hope so. I do kind of want to watch Stargate Origins because that's supposed to take place at the beginning of the whole thing. It's supposed to be where they originally find uh where they originally find the Stargate. Yeah, but Hammond moved on is why they got the other general running the show anyway. No, he didn't die before the end. Okay, so he died in 2007 after the show had already ended. He left the show because of the health issues, though. He did leave the show because of his health, but he had not died. And when he left the show, Richard Dean Anderson took his place. And then Richard Dean Anderson actually left the show because he had a daughter that he wanted to be there for to help raise and everything else. So he left the show so he could be with his family, and that's when Beau Bridges came in for the last 2 seasons. So yeah, Don S. Davis did not actually die until after SG-1 was already done. That's why he actually was able to be in some of the final episodes of the final season for Don S. Davis as General Hammond, he was able to be in a couple of those episodes because he was still alive. When they added the Firefly actors, no, it wasn't the Firefly actors. It was Ben Browder and Claudia Black from Farscape. Does it mean the other sci-fi show Brain Dead? Farscape. Yeah, Farscape. Yeah. Yeah, Ben Browder and Claudia Black were in Farscape together. And it was sad because they actually had to have a tight leash on them because they were used to being able to excuse me, to ad lib and whatnot and kind of veer away from the script a little bit. Whereas the producers for Stargate were like, yeah, no, that's not allowed. Period. So they were under a tight leash on that. It's on the Stargate wiki. What's on the Stargate wiki? Stargate Extinction was going to be the Atlantis movie codenamed Project Twilight. Then they was going to do the Universe movie. Oh. Um Isn't Chewbacca a wiki? Oh my god, Mark. Such a troll. Okay, yeah, Stargate Infinity is the animated series. But other than mentioning the Universe movie, I don't think they had any thoughts or ideas. Probably not. Wiki references another SG-1 movie. Um, when there was Stargate, then TV series was SG-1, Atlantis and Universe. Web series was Origins. Animated series was Infinity. Direct to video was Arc of Truth and Continuum. There was also Stargate Children of the Gods, which basically was the first episode of SG-1 put into movie format. Both shelved indefinitely, and it's been so long would be hard to get. Oh yeah, no, it's been way too long. It's been way too long. I remember there being a Stargate video game. Um, for the PlayStation, or was it for Sega? Um, wasn't it TC? Yeah, that was it. Stargate. It was just called Stargate. It was a 1995 console video game. It was a tie-in to the movie for Sega Genesis. Yep, that's what I thought. And Tantalus Interactive for the Super NES. SG1 movies, SG1 itself, Atlantis Universe is all I've seen. Not seen the other stuff. Huh. MGM was basically bankrupt long enough they could never get the ball rolling, even if they had a script. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, that's the video game for Stargate that I remember. I played that one, dude. I hated that game. Like, I loved that game, but I hated it because it was a platform.
Who's that Pokemon?
And honestly, I'm not that great at platformers. Completely honest, I am not that good at platformers. So yeah, I didn't do too well on that. All right. You know, I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and raid out. I'm not feeling the greatest. I know it's only been a couple of hours, but I'm still feeling kind of crappy. So, I'll figure out what's going on with why the game's not exactly working right, and hopefully we'll be able to get to it next week. Um and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I might be able, if I'm feeling well enough tomorrow, then we'll go ahead and do some Guild Wars 2, or I may just come on long enough to stream for a little while and raid out early again. But if you guys could stick around for the raid, I'd appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and raid a Guild Wars 2 streamer. We're gonna go ahead and raid Mel. She is playing some Guild Wars 2. She just barely went live. But she's an absolute sweetheart and whatnot. So if you guys could stick around for the raid, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah. I'm sorry guys. I'm really feeling under the weather. I think I'm gonna go lay down and get some rest and just take my own advice and take care of myself. So thanks for hanging out for as long as you guys did. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Please make sure you're taking care of yourselves too. Please make sure you're taking care of yourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. I love you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow night. I love you guys. Night.